Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Wires. It is our week in review extended show with your host, the tour guide. So, last week, the 2nd of September through the 5th of September 2024, these are our talking points that we had for our Mondays, social and spiritual causes, Wednesdays, the health and nutrition discussions. I forgot Tuesday, business and tech talks, and Thursday, a showcase event. So, today is the 9th of September 2024. At any point in time you're consuming this, I can only hope you're doing well. So, last Monday for our spiritual and social causes, it was called Winnie the Who. And with this segment, we talked about the impulsive desires and interests of this silly old bear, essentially, in the 100-acre wood. So, my children were complaining about waking up, and then they were roughhousing and playing, and then one of them said that they were hungry. So I was like, hey, you know what? You don't got to eat right away. You can wait a little bit. And then one of my sons brought up Winnie the Pooh and his grumbling stomach and how it makes him very impulsive. And as a parent, I had to consider what kind of subliminal messaging are these animated characters relaying to our children. It may not seem like such a big deal on the surface, and don't get me wrong, I love the bear. I'm a huge fan of Winnie the Pooh. Read the books, saw the movies, watched the cartoon series, even the one that Disney took over, which may have actually made the character a little bit more sketch and sus. Who knows? But I have to caution audiences and my children and myself included to be careful about our impulses and learning self-control and making wise choices. And also I brought up the importance of fasting and prayer. The scriptures in the book of Mark, when the father asked Jesus to heal his son that was being tormented by demons, and Jesus is like, do you believe? And he says, yes, help me with my unbelief. And he says that this demon and this bear can only be taken out with fasting and prayer. So instead of waking up first thing in the morning and giving into our impulses and for other people possible addictions and earthly and fleshly desires, to encourage the fasting and prayer and also the abstaining from things that are considered as addiction. So that's all I wanted to share for our spiritual and social causes Monday. And it was, again, titled Winnie the Who, and that was for the 2nd of September 2024. So segment 2, we are going to talk about our business and tech talk discussions for Tuesdays. That was the 3rd of September. And I went to a small business expo specifically for immigrants and migrant workers, and again, also for small business startup. And it was really inspiring and encouraging to see how many immigrants have contributed to our economy, how many small businesses they've opened up, and how much they have paid in taxes, and how much they've contributed, and how many small businesses there are in specifically California, where I am living currently. And it's just one of those things I'm constantly trying to encourage other people to start a small business. If you don't know what it is that you want to do or you can do, at least start brainstorming some ideas. The market is changing. Everyone's experiencing the negative ramifications of inflation, and things are getting a little bit uncertain. It's always good to have a backup plan, a side hustle. And if you don't have the funding, if you don't have any idea of what's going on, either stay tuned to this channel or check out some of these videos in the podcast archives, the playlists. I'm going to be sharing some of my business playlist videos here shortly after I add some more to it. But look up the Small Business Administration in your area, and also the Small Business Development Center. They have free resources. I'm also discovering this. This is why I have coined the phrase the tour guide, because as I'm starting my own journey, taking you along with me and getting you into some of the inner workings of how this process starts. And first of all, it starts with an idea. And this is why I love eating out and going to restaurants and trying new businesses and places of service, because oftentimes what we are enjoying or experiencing, it started within the mind of a person, and they wanted to share it with others. They got a passion, and they felt inspired and led to share their love and passion with you, whether it's art, music, again, food. Some people do jewelry making, woodworking, craftsmanship, sewing. Some people love the plants, and they do the succulent art and flower arrangement, basket weaving, soap making, home body care, there's so many talented people out there, and they have a person who fell in love with something and then wanted to share it with other people. And that's why I love small businesses, and that is the heart and soul of communities. And you can do exchange and bartering system. Bring it back old school, where you would go to the butcher for your local meat, and you go to the carpenter for your woodworking projects, you go to the mechanic to help fix your vehicle. There's so much talent out there, and I don't want people to sit there and think like I don't have anything to contribute. You might have a one of a kind recipe that's been in your family for generations, and you are the only one that knows how to make it. You're the only one that knows how to make it that special way. You have that special niche, and there's someone out there who just wants it. Or if the market is oversaturated, you feel that no one's going to want something that everyone else already has. But I'm like, dude, people love variety, they like creativity, and you have something unique. And to go to that expo and that experience for the workshops and listening to the people talk about the resources available, microloans, there's grant funding out there. There are people who are doing free services that will help you with marketing, with your business plan, experts, people who will support female entrepreneurs, and again, free services. It's from the government. I know that I'm usually anti-government and don't trust the government, but there are agencies within that department that actually are beneficial and are helping people. And I feel this is the time now. I've been working on my project, Grassroots Movement for Present Reality Enterprise, for the last 12 years. I tell people this, actually 14 years, because it started in 2012. And the idea was essentially to get together with like-minded people and support each other, and network and exchange ideas, and help people get their ideas out of their head, off the ground, and into something practical. So now is the time where we can do it, and I'm just wanting to encourage people out there to look at the resources. Small Business Administration, Small Business Development Center, find a mentor, free resources out there. And if you need more tidbits and advice and help, please follow us. Continue following this series and what we're doing for our Tuesday Business and Tech Talks discussions with your host, the tour guide. So segment 3. This is our health and well-being discussions with your host, Genesee Nutrition, or yours truly. Okay, so with this one on Wednesdays, we focus on mental health or physical health and well-being. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, but everything here is just here with a lot of research and personal experience. But always do your own research and consult your doctor as well. So this past week, we talked about the Captain's Mushroom Company coming out to you from Fresno, California. And I talked about the previous week was my obsession with tea, and with the teas that I personally have taken over years to help to alleviate stress, anxiety, and depression. And again, if you're experiencing these symptoms, or if you're already on a regimen, please continue on that, and again, consult your doctor. But for personal experience, I have found lots of teas that have helped alleviate depression and anxiety symptoms. In addition to that, medicinal mushrooms. So the Captain's Mushroom Company out of Fresno, they have a farm there. They make tinctures, they make coffee tea, they make the capsules, they have fresh mushrooms you can buy and dehydrated mushrooms, and probably other products that I haven't listed. But check out their website. They do really fast shipping, at least in the state of California. In my area, it was 1-day shipping. But again, I'm in Central Valley, so not too far away. But I was grateful. I ordered it Wednesday, it came the next day for California locations. But very, very fast and efficient, straightforward. There are a lot of health and medicinal benefits to these mushrooms. They don't get you high. They're not psychedelics. Again, medicinal. And what I shared in the podcast this past week was my favorite is the lion's mane. I'm totally on some lion's mane right now. A neurological growth factor helps to mitigate the signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's, neurological degenerative type of disorders or diseases like, again, Alzheimer's, short-term memory loss, things like that. And again, well, I have to always put that annoying disclaimer. Please do your research. Not a guarantee, can't prove anything technically, but if you do your research, you'll probably be very impressed to see what the science has found. These aren't new things. There's a lot of evidence that supports what lion's mane mushroom and other mushrooms can do for you. So lion's mane is one of them. I also do the chaga, the reishi, turkey tail. I'm taking turkey tail extract periodically. And these have been, like on the DL, to help support people who are dealing with the cancer, to help mitigate some of those symptoms. But just going to put that out there to look it up. Digestive health, immune boosting, and overall well-being. And especially again talking about the mental health and well-being, it's good to have a lot of support your immune system, and just overall building up your body. So medicinal mushrooms, the Captain's Mushroom Company in Fresno, very grateful for them. Local for me, fresh ingredients, and they go to farmers markets in the area, as well as, shipping. They deliver. So please check them out, the Captain's Mushroom Company, Fresno, California. So for our fourth segment, and the link to this one for our Thursday showcase event is for adults only, mature audiences. That is a paid entry. So if you are interested in listening to that podcast, that one, just give you a heads up. They might be offering a free 7-day trial if you want to listen to that one, but this one's titled To the Workers. And I just want to send a shout out to the people who are out there doing the adult work. So I don't support the industry. I don't think it's a good idea, but I do respect the industry, if that makes any sense. Like I got love for those people, nothing but love. I can empathize. I totally get it. I've been borderline out there myself. I get it. Got nothing but love and respect. I'm also one of those people who, ideally, it would be best. I just want everyone to be happy and taken care of. Like we should, I hate to use the word shoulda, woulda, coulda, but ideally the nuclear family, mother, father, baby, safe environment, raising happy, healthy families. That's of course the ideal, but we live in the real world, and the real world that's not happening. So it is what it is, and I consider them the people who are the boots on the ground. They put up a special layer of protection to society. Essentially, they deserve rights and protection. They deserve safety, and no one should be forced into doing anything they don't want to do. But if you're a willing, consenting adult and you can make your own choices, and you have a person who's going to respect you and also a consenting adult, then let's have this libertarian utopia where people are mature, responsible adults who can take care of each other. And there needs to be restrictions. And we need to acknowledge the fact that the industry has been there, and there's a reason for it. You may not agree with it, and I don't support the people who are proud or happy for if you are interfering with someone's marriage, or the people who are happy or bragging about how many people that they can steal from their spouse. I don't support that. I support the honest people who are just out there trying to make money, trying to take care of their families, or who just genuinely enjoy the work and like meeting people and making people happy. Nothing but respect and love. If that's what you want to do, more power to you. We support that respectfully and with protection. And I do believe in those workers' rights. I do believe that they have rights, and we should respect them. And I would rather a person go to that industry as opposed to preying on an innocent victim and manipulating people. But again, in a perfect world, we can only hope. And I will have more on that discussion though, because I did have to put the disclaimer. There is a lot of manipulation that takes place. It reminds me of that movie, Poor Things, that came out. Check out a synopsis on YouTube. I haven't watched it. I could only watch the synopsis. It's a very heavy movie. But another thing too, I do have to caution people on, and this is why we do Wires here, to talk a little bit about the reality of the industries, is we have to consider, how do we know who's a willing participant and who's a person that's being compulsed and coerced into it? So that's something that you have to consider, and why a lot of people are in opposition to it, and why I can say these things are great in theory, but is it actually happening in actual practice? So with that, I guess that'll wrap it up. So that was our Thursday showcase event. To the workers, we appreciate and respect you, and looking forward to our next week's discussion. So Shout out to my boy Kanye through the wires. I've been your host, the tour guide. At any point in time you're consuming this, I can only hope you're doing well. Thank you, as always, for spending your valuable time with us. And as always, God's peace and many blessings to your family.